Hi, I didn't film an intro, so this is what you get. Unboxing my Morphe Vault. We all know what it looks like now, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's real shiny, and there are the 4 palettes. First up, we're doing the Armed and Gorgeous palette and comparing that to the OG Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm not gonna be swatching every single shadow in these palettes, just the ones that look eerily similar to the naked eye. First, I am swatching the shade Access from the Vault collection on my middle finger and the shade Creamsicle from the original palette on my pointer finger. As you can see, the shade Access is a little bit more yellow toned than Creamsicle. Now taking Prowl on my middle finger from the Vault collection in Central Park on my pointer finger. You can clearly see once I swatch them that Prowl is a little bit more warm toned, where Central Park is a lot more cool toned of a brown. Now Smooth Criminal is on my middle finger and Mocha is on my pointer finger. You can definitely tell that Smooth Criminal is a lot more warm toned and lighter, but I will say that Mocha and Prowl are very similar once I swatch them. Now comparing Top Secret and Enchanted. These don't even look similar in the pan. I just kind of wanted to compare them because Enchanted is the only green in the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Matte green, that is. Now I am swatching Secure and Agent from the Vault collection palette and just going to compare them to Creamsicle and Access. You can definitely see that they are crazy similar compared to Creamsicle, but they're not exactly the same. Now in the Dark Magic palette, I am taking the shades Power Cut and the shade, I believe this one's called Hustle from the original palette. You can definitely see that Power Cut is way more silver based than the other. Now comparing the shades Shh and Pooter. Jaclyn really has a knack for naming eyeshadows, I gotta tell her that. The shade Shh is definitely a lot more cool toned than Pooter. Now comparing the shades Diversion and 24/7, you can definitely tell that Diversion is a lot deeper of a bronze color, a little bit more cool toned than 24/7. I wanted to compare the 2 matte green shades that come in the Vault collection. So on my middle finger I have the shade Potion and on my pointer finger I have the shade Top Secret. The only difference is that Potion swatched like complete shit. Comparing Inside Job and Enchanted, you can tell that they're basically very similar, although I will say that Inside Job is a little bit more blue based. Comparing Mojo and Soda Pop, you can definitely tell that Soda Pop is more of a like purple based shadow and Mojo is definitely a true brown. Now for the Ring the Alarm palette, I'm taking Lolly on my middle finger and Sissy on my pointer finger. The only difference between these two is I do think Lolly is a bit more of a deeper toned purple. Pink, not purple, wow. Now comparing Rush and Butter. Rush is definitely a lot more orange based and warmer, whereas Butter is more cool toned. On Camera and Queen are definitely completely different golds once you swatch them. I have to say all of the golds in the Vault collection swatch completely different than the one in the original palette, so those you don't really have to worry about. On to Boom and Firework. I have to say that I think the naming of these has to do with the fact that they are so similar. I will say that Boom has a lot more like orange and gold in it, whereas Firework is a lot more reddish pink. Swatching Siren and Cranapple, or Crayon-apple, however you say it, you can definitely see, I keep saying definitely, I'm sorry, that Siren is more of a shimmer, whereas Cranapple is very, very metallic and glittery. Swatching Mugshot and Pukey. These are, again, very similar. However, Mugshot is a lot warmer than Pukey is. Again, with the fantastic shade names. Swatching Secret and Mocha, you can see that Secret is a lot more warm toned compared to Mocha. Now for the Bling Boss palette, I am taking the shade Bling Bling and the shade Faint, and you can see that Bling Bling is a lot more silver. In my opinion, at least in person, it looked a little bit more like a cool tone silver. They are extremely similar though. Pizzazz and Cranapple are definitely sister shades, I would say. What's up, James Charles? Pizzazz is a lot more red toned though. With Sparks on my middle finger and Jacks on my pointer finger, you can see that these are almost the exact shade. If Sparks swatched better, I feel like they would look almost the exact same. Glitz and Glam and SBN are again very similar. The only difference that I can see is that SBN looks like it has a little bit of a pink to it, or a little bit of a red. I went to swatch the shade Ballsy, and I couldn't really pick a color that was comparable to that in the original palette. So I'm not even going to bother trying to figure out which one it was, because they're not the same by any means. Okay, so that is it for this video, guys. I really hope that this helped you out in your buying decision. I know that that meme went around with all of the shadows circled with a line to them. I will say that the only two shades that I felt like were almost the exact same were the two greens that are in the Vault collection. Other than that, I don't think any of them are the exact same from the original palette to the Vault collection. I will say, if you're somebody who doesn't like to collect makeup or doesn't want to have the different varieties, like different tones of the same color, I wouldn't buy it just because they are so similar. It's very, very minute differences in them. Either it's like more glitter or it's a little bit more pink or a little bit more red. But I personally like to collect makeup, and I like to have different tones for each shade. So I bought it. I'm happy with my purchase. I think that they all swatched pretty well. Some of them it does look like you'll need to build, but that doesn't bother me, you know, as long as it's not like crazy patchy, which I don't think it is, because arm swatches are completely different than using it on your eye. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, or if they're wondering the same thing, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell notification. That way you get notified every time that I upload, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.